Goddamn rats. This is bullshit. A whole bunch of bullshit.
Bullshit.
A whole bunch of bullshit.
Oh, so good. Which is how I kind of feel about this movie.
Yeah.
So, moving in there.
I intentionally left that in because I was like, I was going to be like, these goddamn rats. I'm like, this is bullshit. This movie's bullshit.
Such bullshit. Oh, my goodness. Welcome to Screams and Streams, the podcast that looks at the best and worst horror movies as rated on Rotten Tomatoes from 1970 onwards. I'm your host, Sam, and with me are my co-hosts,
Mike
and
Chad.
Be sure to check us out on Instagram. Our handle is @ScreamStreamPod. Also, check out our website at screamsandstreams.com for more information about all the films we're looking at. Just a warning, if you don't like spoilers, we recommend that you stop listening now, check out the film, and rejoin us for our discussion. Today, we're looking at Ralph S. Singleton's 1990 film, Graveyard Shift. It scored, wait for it, 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. So let's get into it. Chad, what's our plot summary?
Okay, well, I found two. The first one is a drifter is hired to rid a mill of rats. So that's the first one. That's not very in depth. It does hit one part of the film. But here's another one. John Hall is a drifter who wanders into a small town in Maine. He needs a job and decides to seek employment at the community's top business, a large textile mill. He is hired to work the graveyard shift. From around midnight to dawn. Working the picker. And along with a few others, he is charged with cleaning out the basement. The task strikes the workers as simple enough, but then as they proceed deeper underground, they encounter an unspeakable monstrosity intent on devouring them all. There you go.
Please do as much as you can in that New England accent.
Oh my God.
Please, it was so good.
As soon as he started talking, I was like, what the fuck? Which wrecks my other category, but
And like watching this movie, like I don't know if I just didn't know what a textile mill was or what it did, but I was like, what is this machine doing? And he's got sacks of like the grossest looking material I've ever seen in my life.
Cotton there that he was throwing in.
Well, I think that's what the picker does, is it?
It sorts it, yes.
Yeah.
But I was like, what is this? I was like, because it doesn't say like textile factory. I was like, what are they making in here?
It does sort it. I don't think you're supposed to be throwing rats into it.
What?
That was
As
crazy.
it goes to the upper area to be used in other things. I was like, what is he doing?
That's what I mean. It was the grossest like fabric cotton, I guess, that I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, gross.
The foreman is focused on quantities, and it's like, I want to ruin this whole batch.
Yeah, that's right. It's like all stained red. Anyway.
Rat guts everywhere.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for that. Yes, that is what the movie was. All right. We are going to start with our sinister sip. Mike, what are we drinking today?
This is the Rat's Tail Cocktail from Bar GPT.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, rat's tail cocktails. Do we put the cucumber in it?
There's muddled cucumber in it already, so that was just garnished to make it look
so
fancy.
This is just pretty.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
It does look pretty.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Ooh.
That's all right.
I like it.
Okay.
It's kind of sweet.
It's really sweet.
Yeah. 2 ounces of spiced rum, 1 ounce of lime juice, ounce of simple syrup, a slice of jalapeno, and a slice of cucumber muddled.
I kind of like it. It's good.
Yeah, it's pleasant.
It's pleasant. It's a pass.
It's a pass.
It's a pass.
Yay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Now we are going to move into our first impressions, which two of us have given you, I guess, already. This movie was bullshit.
Bullshit.
It's bullshit. I hated it. It was a drag to get through. Sorry, Chad.
It's okay.
It was.
Go ahead.
When it was over, I was like, thank God. And we sat last decade and we're like, when will we get out of the 80s? And then this pile of shit came into my life. And it took me a while to get through this film. I really, really didn't like it. So, yeah.
All right.
Yep, that's it for me. Chad, let's see what you thought.
Well, this was the second time I'd seen this. Actually, the first time I watched it, I remember renting it. And I think it was hungover because I was in and out of sleep. And I never bothered to rewind to figure out what was happening previous.
Yeah.
So I just kind of Yeah, watched it, but I wouldn't say I got a really good impression. This time I got a good impression of what the film was about. I didn't hate it quite as much as you did. I thought it was kind of fun. I liked some of the death scenes in it.
Yeah.
And I could see myself watching it with some buddies and laughing at it and just being like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe what is happening. But it is a pretty stupid movie if you're watching it on your own.
Which I was.
So... yeah, I don't know. If you got some friends and you want to watch something bad that you can laugh at, I think this is your film. But otherwise, yes, steer clear.
Fair, Mike?
I can't remember if I've seen it before. I feel like I did because I'm a huge fan of Stephen King and I watched as many of his movies as I could, but I have no memory of it. So this felt like a fresh watch.
You blocked it out.
Yeah, that's right.
And I sort of straddled the fence between the two of you because this really feels like Stephen King's heyday of we need to make movies out of whatever material we can. And halfway through the movie, I'm like, it's a fucking rat. Yeah. And a bat. Like, woo.
Yeah. Well, the bat's pretty big.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a big fucker, but
So
it's a big bat.
it's a big bat, yeah.
it just became a weird concept. And it just like, oh, this is terrible.
With
but
cannibal rats. Like, these things like the blood on the cot.
yeah, it was weird.
It was weird.
Super weird.
So I laughed at it. I was entertained by it. It wasn't like super hard to get through, but I don't know if I would watch it again. Yeah, watching it with friends and making fun of it, or like just a super cut of some of like the really ridiculous moments.
Probably that would
I
be
think a
best.
supercut.
A supercut of the crazy moments is
Yeah.
probably the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
With a lot of booze and a lot of friends.
Maybe some gummies. I don't know.
Yeah, something.
Something to keep you interested.
Because I watched this stone cold sober on a Wednesday night. And I'm telling you right now,
You're
do
like,
not recommend.
Man, I need something.
I know. I was like, oh, shit. All right. Thanks for that, guys. We're going to go into our Tropes Hall of Shame. Chad, you had quite a few. Why don't you kick us off with your first two?
Well, my first one was showing the implement of death before the death, like the picker.
mm-hmm.
Obviously, as soon as you see it, you're like, well, that guy's going in the picker.
For
There's
sure.
no way something's not going in the picker. So he throws the rat in there first, and then he like gets attacked and pushed into it and eaten, I guess. And then another one that I had was the way over the top crooked boss. Like,
Oh,
he
yeah.
is,
Yeah, I have that too.
I mean, I don't know if like the bat is obviously the villain, but that guy is just as much a villain as the bat is.
yeah,
So he was
I like your style.
Very-
I've been watching you.
very crooked, and from now on we will all do all like references to him in that horrible New England accent. And he's the only one that has it.
Yeah.
Like nobody else has that, but man, he chews up the scene with it. Like it's crazy. So that was my second one, was the crooked boss.
Thanks, Chad. Mike, what did you have?
I had the one that it's not even worth mentioning, but it is the fog in the cemetery.
Oh yeah,
There's always fog in
I had
cemeteries.
that too. Yeah.
I had the fog as well, but like also the fog going into the tunnels underground. I was
Yeah.
like, why is there fog under the tunnels
Yeah.
underground? It's everywhere.
It was
Jeez.
everywhere.
It's very moist.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That comes up later for me. That comes up later.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. And then my second one is the crazy Vietnam vet, the exterminator.
Oh yeah.
Just like flashbacks.
Oh, I know. The
Those-
rats
those
eating
VC
in his,
rats.
like, with that huge ball of chew in his mouth. Like the whole time, I just...
You guys are stealing all of my gratuitous.
Oh, sorry.
You've stolen both of my tropes and two of my gratuitous.
Okay, we gotta stop. Well, I
No, it's
kind of
okay.
like to
No.
talk about
Yes,
it,
no.
but it's
Feel
sorry.
free,
Yeah.
but yes.
I feel like his speech was like, this is our Jaws speech.
It is, yeah. I think it's supposed to be like that. When I watched that behind the scenes one, they did say that that's supposed to be like the Quinn moment is when he goes back, but it's not near as good.
Very poorly done. All right, thanks for those, Mike. I had the boss and the fog for my two. So, Chad, what else did you have?
Well, to couple with the fog, there was the lightning.
Yep.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. For dope
It was
reasons.
very, very much there. And then everything happens in a heat wave.
Yeah, I
Always.
had that too.
Yeah. So those were my next two.
All right, Mike.
My last one is just, we don't like the new handsome guy.
Oh, college boy.
College boy.
College boy. Why does everybody have a problem with college boy?
But also, he's the cleanest drifter I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
yeah.
There's the like trope of like having dirt on them or like the sweaty brow or something. But nope, just clean as can be.
He is sweaty. He uses
is
that
sweaty.
handkerchief quite a bit.
Later on, though, in the first scene, I was like, "That's not a drifter."
Yeah.
And the boss interviews him like he's a piece of shit. And
Oh, yeah.
he's just a clean cut guy just looking for a job.
He's like the
know.
best looking person in that town. Like all the townies are. I'm like, ugh.
Well, and also he is willing to work for him. He's like,
Yeah.
well, I got no, like, what does he say? He has no, he can't rely on him. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna just take off. He's like, who fucking cares? Get a couple of days out of him, and then send him on. You got people dying in the basement.
You gotta deal with the rat problem. Like, come on.
He's shooting soda cans at him. Like, come on.
The product placement.
Oh yeah, that was
It's big in this one.
So obvious.
Oh my goodness. All right, thanks for those, Mike. Chad, you're gonna finish off this category for us. What else did you have?
I had the reaching into a dark hole when you don't know what, and then all of a sudden he gets grabbed. Oh, my arm. And I was like, why the fuck do people do that? And then
Well,
running up the stairs and they break.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Like I've seen that in so many horror
that's a good one.
films.
I don't think we've had that one before,
Yeah.
but we've seen it in a lot of them.
Yeah, like there's always that one. And she trips on the way down and he trips on the way up. And it's like, fuck's sakes. Watch where you're going. Anyways, that's all I got for tropes.
All right. Now we're going to move into our one-liners. Mike, what line stood out for you?
Oh, I hate that I'm opening the category with this one, but it's in the diner and the customer grabs the waitress like, Daisy May, let's make us a baby doggy style.
Oh, I had that
I had
one.
that one too.
Yeah.
Just like, wow.
First thing you hear was he walks in the diner.
Yeah. You're like, doggy style.
Like, I know there's the trope of sexually harassing waitresses, but like, that is just full on.
Oh, and they really hit you right away that all these people are greaseballs.
Yeah.
And things are going to happen.
And then my other one is when I forget who's offered the cigarettes, but the response is, no thanks, I gave that up with the wife. I should miss her as much. I think that's the exterminator.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thanks for those, Mike. Chad, you had quite a few. What are your first two?
Well, one was when one of the rats gets killed and the guy says, spread the word, fucker. I just started laughing. And then I also had, this isn't a particularly funny line, but it was just the way it was said with that accent. Know it all, don't you, Hall? It's like he's rhyming.
It's a poet.
Peter
Chad.
McGavin over there.
Yeah, I know. Go back to your shanties.
Perfect. Mine weren't really funny, but just the context around them. So my first one, Chad, you already talked about when Carmichael puts his hand in the hole.
Oh, yeah.
And so his hand's getting bit off, and then the boss is like, Carmichael, what is it?
Yeah.
His like arm's getting bitten off. And it's like, help the guy out. He's not going well.
Pulled into it. It's not going well. I don't. Carmichael, what is it? I totally forgot
like, I
about
don't
that.
fucking know. I
It's
can't see it.
It is eating me.
Hold on, let me get a good look at this
Yeah,
thing.
it's like I need to take the time to peer through the hole while I'm being eaten.
So that was my first one. And then my second one, I also kind of thought it was kind of funny with the context as well. So it's when they fall down into the pile of like 1,000 skeletons.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes, this must be where he lives. And it's like, no shit. It's like, fuck. Literally 1,000 dead bodies there.
Deductive skills are amazing.
They put those two things together really well.
The thing's been around for centuries, I assume, because you think the town would notice that much of a population.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, how
Well,
many people lived in this town before? And
Yeah, and is it all of a sudden because this is my hiding in the shadows too. So I don't know, like if we want to talk about this now, but like where the fuck this thing come from and why like does it only attack during a heat wave? Like why do people not investigate this further? Like there are a lot of people down there.
They need to get they need to get it cleaned out for July 4th weekend.
That's
the textile factory.
gonna give you $200. You gotta See you later.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
Yeah, I had a lot of questions about that too, Chad. All right, Mike, what else did you have? You had a couple more?
I had another one where it was such an awkwardly done line, and I didn't know if it was for humor or if the girl didn't get the reference that he made, but she's like, I'm from Castle Rock. And he's like, Castle Rock? Sounds very Norman Rockwell. It's like, no, it's just Castle Rock. So I was like, did she not understand who Rockwell was?
Kind of fell flat. I had a question about that line too. I was like, what?
And there's like a solid beat afterwards, like wait for audience laughter or something. I don't know.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. And then my last one was just super awkward. I was almost going to put it in the doesn't hold up, but it was like, leave the ghetto blaster back in the ghetto.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember that.
I had forgotten that. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for those, Mike. Chad, did you have any others?
So one of the things, and it's almost like tropes, is the comedy, the written lines in this are just awful. Like, they're not funny at all, but they say these lines and then they laugh like hyenas, that they're the like it's the comic gold. Yeah. And one of the things was like, shit, Brogan, you're a regular bug light. And I was like, why? And they all just cracked up. I was like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And everybody's killing themselves. And then the other one that I wrote, I was like, serves a rat sandwich and it's comedic gold is what I said. Because he serves it, the guy looks at it, and then everybody's just laughing. Yeah. The waitress just lets a dead rat be in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Give me a break. It was just fucking dumb.
Just like this movie.
Bullshit.
Bullshit, yeah. I've noticed this a lot while I'm rewatching these horror films, is the comedic lines are just not funny, but everybody really sells it. Yeah. That it's hilarious and that you're a regular bug light. And it's like, why is that funny?
All right. Now we're going to move into what doesn't hold up. I'm going to start us off here. The Jello foot in the opening scene after he goes through the picker. And there's like, it just zooms in on his like foot and it looked like Jello. Yeah. And it like just wiggled around. I was like, this looks so bad. So bad.
I had forgotten about that. Good catch.
Yeah, it was awful. And then on that same note, the blood looked awful as well for the most part. It looked okay on the cotton. Like I thought it looked okay there. But other than that, awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, what did you have?
My first doesn't hold up. We've talked about it a lot, but Warwick, the foreman's accent / attitude.
Yeah.
And the thing that really like just irritated me was he's trying to act all tough and he throws his apple and catches it like really strong. It's like, ooh, he's badass. Like, he can catch an apple.
Oh, the best was when he took a bite. Did you see how aggressive that bite was? It's like, oh my God.
Don't fuck with him. He eats apples.
With a very aggressive nature.
Yep. And then my other one that was, again, it's that attempt for comedy, I guess, but the Surfin' Safari by the Beach Boys playing.
Oh, I know, right?
While the rats are all jumping on the wood and going down the...
I liked that. I had that in my... where did I have
Stood
that?
The test of
no,
time?
I put that in Erie to Ear Splitting. I loved it.
Let's
that was
go
the one...
surfing now. Everybody's learning how. Come on safari with me.
It was like that, like... We'll be back after this, but now a squirrel rides his water skis.
It was kind of funny. I didn't mind that as much. I just thought it was kind of funny. Okay. But it didn't really go with anything.
No, it was very much what you're saying, Mike. Like,
but I was like, okay, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Chad, what didn't hold up for you?
I thought the acting was pretty piss poor, so I had a bit of that. It said it just didn't hold up for me. The effects in the beast's lair. So when they find the lair and then they look up to where the mill is, and it just looks like a water painting. Like, it didn't look very, very good.
Yeah, I would agree. I also had the bat's tail. It looked like a tentacle, and I know they were trying to build up to like what the creature was, but it's like it had like almost like hooves, it looked like at one point, and then... Yeah, I didn't like that at all. And then at the end, there was like water puddles. Everything was moist in this movie.
Yes.
Everything.
So much water.
There's so much moisture. There's sweat. There was everything.
Yeah.
But the water that was bubbling in the puddles in the lair, I was like, why is it bubbling?
Yeah.
Like, that's stupid. So I hated that too.
Athlete's foot after this film must have just been horrible. Nobody's got dry feet.
A535.
Yeah.
Or no, Tenactin.
Tenactin.
Yeah.
A535. Woo.
Oh, that was burn. In between the toes, just. All right, Mike, what else didn't hold up for you?
Another one was just, it's almost a trope where the character forgets about their injury, but I think it's Jane has rolled her ankle or whatever, and she's limping everywhere. But then suddenly she can run and like corner like an athlete.
Yeah.
No problem.
Pivot around the corner.
And then another one of mine was just to go with Chad's mention of the acting. Danson's freak out. No more. I can't. Like,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Like he was going for the Oscar nod. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
He just he falls, catches himself, is able to save himself. It's not like anything even grabbed him. He just broke a piece of wood.
Yeah.
And then he just loses his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like the big tough guy, and then he's like, no,
I can't do it anymore. And the boss is just like, get your shit together. And then he doesn't. So he's like, okay. And he leaves.
Smartest guy in the group.
That's right.
Fuck out.
I'm getting out of here. You're going to kill me. Yeah.
For me, I had the acting as well. And then there was weird slow motion at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that needs to stop. You don't need to see anything any slower than the movie as a whole. Just stop.
Yeah. That was the can, right? When he slingshotted the can and it went slow motion through the air. And yeah.
Oh, so bad.
The thing is, how much weight does an empty can really have?
An empty can would have nothing.
Would it even be able to hit that button? I don't think it would push that.
No.
It would have enough pressure to push that.
No,
button.
and
This is my last doesn't hold up.
Oh, sorry.
No, this is
that's
perfect. I was going
perfect.
to transition into it.
Yeah, I just don't understand. An empty can, even hitting a rat, it would just be like, ding.
Yeah, the rat would just be like, blah, blah, blah.
It'd be like, the fuck, man? What are you doing?
Why are you hitting me with cans? Cocksucker.
What I also didn't get was, one, would it push the button? But two, we've seen every time he needs to stop the machine, he pushes the button in.
Yes.
Right? That's how all emergency stops work. They have to be pulled out to start.
Yeah. That's
so
right. Yeah.
I was like, oh, that doesn't hold up because he shoots it to push it in to start. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have questions. Now we're going to move into our most gratuitous scene. Chad, what was gratuitous for you?
I thought the smoking was a little
Oh,
gratuitous.
yeah.
There's parts where he just puts a cigarette in his mouth and then throws it away. He just has cigarettes constantly, and Jane as well is just puffing cigarettes. So there's that one time he goes to her house and they're just smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee. It was just like, God.
Yeah. It was a different time.
Lots of
I was going to say a
cigarettes.
different time.
And then I had the sweat.
Mm.
There's just a lot of sweat.
So much.
Like you said, everything's moist in this movie.
Everything's moist, which is, that was my first gratuitous, obviously. Why is everything wet? The bat was weirdly moist. The little caves were moist. There was puddles everywhere. Everyone's sweating. I don't understand why that whole bottom floor is wet. Did the exterminators just flood it? Is that they did because they have all the rats flowing through the
into the tube of the river.
But why is the graveyard underwater? At the beginning of the show,
it's
they
falling
have,
apart.
Yeah, they have this whole graveyard just underwater. I didn't get that. I don't know.
I had questions about the graveyard as a whole anyways.
Yeah.
But that was super weird. And you'd think that in a textile factory, but that would be the worst place to have moistness because I just think about moldy cotton pillows.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh,
So gross. So I really was upset by that. So that was my first one, was just everything being moist. And then I also had the Pepsi product placement was gratuitous. It was so over the top.
Yeah.
Those are my first two. Mike, what did you have?
My most gratuitous was the number of basements in this mill. It's like the picker's in the basement, right?
I thought the picker was up high, up tall. Wasn't it?
I thought it was the thread machine was on one floor and the picker was underneath.
The picker's on the second level. The basement is the one that they have to clear out. So that's the lower floor, and then it goes lower.
Yeah, because
then they go even lower.
The second
okay,
basement.
so there's only 3 basements then because they go down they go down to the floor to salvage it. They find a trap door, so they open it. It's let's see what's down here.
Oh,
there's
and
a trophy
that comes up. Let's go.
Let's go down there. No thanks.
And then after the trap door, they break through again into another basement.
That's right.
They do.
Well, that's actually in my what's hiding in the shadows is this place is absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Where are they going? And they just seem to be running all over the place with no, real direction. No.
Or plan.
Yeah.
Get out.
I think the river's this way. How can you tell? Everything is wet.
Everything is wet. The river is everywhere. My last one was just the number of bodies, which we already talked about, like literally 1,000 corpses in that one room. So it brings up the question, how long has this guy been there, this bat thing? And then how many people have gone missing? Where'd they come from? Or are they just like the bodies from the cemetery? Like that they I don't know.
Huge cemetery.
Honestly, a lot of dead people.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to move into what was terrifying or titillating. Mike, you said you had one for this section.
Yeah, it was going to be under the gratuitous because it was the amount of sexual harassment in the movie. But I was like, that's a titillating comment. Not like it titillated me, but fits there. But like 3 to 4 times in the first 10 minutes, there is like very inappropriate treatment of women.
Oh, yes.
That's true, yeah. I had a comment that said nothing was titillating in this. Everything was gross. The townies were gross. The bat was gross. The rats were gross. The moist factory was gross. The pillows looked gross. There was nothing sexy, titillating, or anything about this film. That's what I had. So, all right, now we're going to move into what stood the test of time. Chad, what stood the test of time for you?
For your comment about the blood, most of it did look bad. However, when the exterminator died and that coffin or sarcophagus slid and crushed his head, that I thought was a good death scene. So I put that stood the test of time.
That's right.
And as it grinded down, like the chunks of stuff on the wall and everything, I thought they did really well with that. So that was my stood the test of time. That's the only thing I have.
Mike, what did you have?
My first one was the guy's face when it's under the monster's wing. I forget who it was.
Oh, when it
wraps around him and it holds it. It was just like that stretching of the wing I thought was well done.
Oh, yeah.
And then my other test of time was more comedic, but I quite liked it. But Carmichael pulls his hand back from the crack and it's like falling apart and he's waving it around and like chunks of meat are flying.
A chunk of flesh came off his arm. Yeah, it looked pretty good. Yeah.
Gross. I thought that when they threw the skeleton, I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. And it busts on him. Yeah.
I actually laughed. I was like, that's hilarious. And that was it for me. That's all I got. All right, now we're going to move into what was eerie to ear splitting. Mike, why don't you kick us off?
It wasn't like eerie or ear splitting. It was just a weird sound effect. But Brogan spraying the water everywhere and he sprays at that one sort of captain's desk and breaks it apart. And then there's like a shotgun cocking sound afterwards. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's just, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, really weird. Mine, I had the surfing song. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we already talked about that. Chad, what did you have?
Mine was the more ear splitting. Every time they showed the rats, there was always like this violin, like playing in the back. Like it was supposed to be them like screeching or whatever, but there was always a sound that accompanied the rats.
Yeah.
By the end, I was just like, okay, enough.
Over it. Yeah. That's fair.
And I had one more. The end credits song.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing.
With all the clips and lines from the movie. It's just
the graveyard shift.
The rats. The rats.
Oh, my God. So bad. All right. Now we're going to look at our what the fuck moments. I did not have one.
I didn't have one either.
Chad, you had one.
My what the fuck was when Brogan is shooting the fire hose. Why is he screaming all the time?
I almost put that in gratuitous.
Every time he shoots that fire, it's like he's shooting a gun. I was trying to be Rambo. I shook my head. I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
Oh my goodness.
And how long is that fire hose? Like, he just walks to the third basement with it. And like, where does it connect? Like, fuck.
Amazing water pressure.
All the way through. Yeah. Like, anyways, those were them.
All right. None of us wanted to back up any moments in this film. I think it was pretty clear and self-explanatory.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move into what was hiding in the shadows. For me, I didn't understand the flooding. We already talked about this, the flooding of the graveyard. And I guess that kind of leads into another one I had, which is why is there a casket just floating around and they're using that to stay afloat? And then why does it burst open suddenly? And then the skeleton comes out. So I hated that. And then my other one was like, aren't bats supposed to have really good hearing? Like, don't they use echolocation?
Yeah.
And why did he suck at finding the people? Like, he did okay.
Like
for a monster, but I thought he kind of sucked at it. So those are mine. Chad, what was hiding in the shadows for you?
Well, they all work the graveyard shift, but they're up a lot during the day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, these people never sleep. So I was like, because I worked a graveyard shift at a company, and I remember the first thing I did was get home and crash until almost the next shift.
Yep.
So I don't agree with that. I also had the underwater graveyard. I wasn't sure where this bat came from, why he was there, and why he was hunting. Nobody had any, like, there wasn't even a rumor about this thing in the town. Is like, don't work at the old mill, like you'll get killed or whatever. There was
like
nothing.
missing
haunted.
people leaflets or something.
Yeah, like,
nothing.
There was no lead up. Is all of a sudden there's this giant bat underneath there that's just eating people. And why, to make reference to your comment about his tail, bats don't have rat tails. Why does he have a rat tail?
So I looked that up. Some rat species do have tails, but they're usually tucked sort of up underneath their wings when they fly.
Okay.
Yeah, like, because I was like, why is there a rat tail and it's a bat? Confused me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I
Good,
did
thanks
not-
for doing the research.
Yeah.
I just left it. I'm like, this movie just
I was just
stupid.
like, I'm not going to look it up, but I'm wondering why.
Thanks for that, Mike. What was hiding in the shadows for you?
My first one is, and I don't get it, why is it a giant bat? Like, wouldn't a rat make more sense? If it's a
With
rat
all the
infestation,
rats,
yeah.
and they're kind of like, they seem to be aware of this thing and like in communication with it in some way, a giant rat makes far more sense.
Yes.
Should
So
be
for
a big giant mama rat that
Yeah.
just comes out there and
The
just-
queen
Yeah,
rat.
the queen rats. Yeah.
Queen rat.
So when there was the wings, I'm like, why does a rat have wings? At
Yeah.
first, like, that's just weird. Then it was a bat. I'm like, that's just dumb.
Well, and I also like how this is like almost a trope or what doesn't hold up is when things like zombies or creatures hide and then you don't see them until the light hits them. There's that one scene where he turns on the light and then he shows, and then the beast is like face to face with him going, "Rah," and then it eats him. And I was like, why is he waiting for the light? The thing lives in the dark. Just eat the man. I don't know. Anyways,
It's
go
your
ahead, Mike.
echolocation.
Sorry.
That's okay. And then my last one was just the red water. Like, are we supposed to believe that there's that much death that it is blood?
The whole
Blood-soaked
river.
water.
is-
Yeah, and I was just like, that's just gross. And they're like swimming in it. I was like, oh, they're swallowing it probably accidentally.
Most definitely, you're swallowing some of
there's-
that water.
Yeah.
It's like
With
some
all the
giardia happening there. It's like, and there's rat feces and bat feces.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Guano bowls. Collect the whole set. It's
The trifecta.
there's definitely some. I mean, Hall's gonna get out of there and have the shits for weeks.
Oh, that's so gross. Ugh. All right. Thanks for those. Now we're going to head into our bonus features. Chad, why don't you start us off?
Sure. The name of the mill is Bachman Mills. Richard Bachman is a pseudonym used by Stephen King, upon whose short story the film was based on. The patch on Cleveland, the exterminator's shoulder, the emblem of 33, a Vietnamese rice brewed beer that was popular among American GIs who served during the war. So
Cool.
they were a little, they did their research, I guess, on
Yeah.
that.
I thought it was going to be like he was in like the 33rd Regiment or something. Like that would have been a military thing.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I like the fact that it's the beer.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for those, Chad. Mike, what did you have?
I had the financial information. The budget was 10.5 million, which I don't know where that went because the creature effects weren't great, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then the box office, 11.5. So it made $1.5 million or $1 million.
It's kind of one of those films that just, like, I don't remember hearing about it or anything. I just remember seeing it in the video store and picking it up. Like, I don't know if they did much promotion for it or anything. It's just one of those films that existed.
Yeah, it said Stephen King above the title, so it's like, ooh.
Yeah. Oh, let's get this one.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought when I saw it, and it was like Stephen King. I was like, ooh, it might be okay. And then it was not.
We still haven't learned that.
No, there are a ton of Stephen King boat
There's a lot,
anchors out
there's
there.
a lot of shit. A lot of bullshit.
Bullshit.
And then my second one is Stephen King heavily disliked the film and named it one of his least favorite adaptations, calling it a quick exploitation picture.
Yeah, I had that too. Yep.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So there wasn't much here to research. So I have Jane's car was a 1966 Ford Mustang, for anyone who cares, and Warwick's car was a 1960 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. So
Which I think the transmission was broken on it because we only saw it reverse. There was the point where he was like going to get Nordello into the car to like drive off for a tryst.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And then they didn't. And I was like, oh, I thought I finally could see it driving drive forward.
No, just reverse. So yeah, I had that, and that Stephen King didn't like it. So that's all I got. Chad, anything else?
The first cut of the movie got an X rating due to all the violence and gore, so it had to be cut down for an R rating. But it's not known what exactly was cut. Actress Kelly Wolfe, who plays Jane Wisconski in the film, said in the interview how originally she had a nude shower scene in which she showed off her breasts, but the scene was deleted, along with more scenes focusing on the love story between Jane and John. Jane and John. Some old TV versions of the film did have a few extra scenes, but the full original uncut version of the film was never released. And I did have one other one that I just want to get out. Shooting, editing, everything took them 6 months.
Wow.
Like, they fired this sucker out because they wanted to meet Halloween, so they rushed it to get out. So I'm wondering, I don't know if it would have been better if they took a little more time.
I don't know.
No.
The extra gore, like the stuff cut might have made it better. Like the extra gore, possibly.
Did we need a tacked on love scene between two people
Absolutely not.
where Jane's gonna die anyways, though? Like,
No, I don't want that side of it. I
Yeah,
want the violence.
That's a
and gore.
love story.
Just cheer for the people.
Anyways, but 6 months, that's crazy.
That's
Like,
fast.
they just threw it together and threw it out there. And
Jesus.
so, yeah, there you go.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Mike, did you have any others?
I have the international titles.
Yes, please.
So in Argentina, it is The Cursed Tombs. Brazil, The Creature in the Cemetery, which
Is it in the cemetery?
cemetery adjacent.
Across the street.
Yeah.
Greece, I think this is a literal translation, but it's shift in the bowels of the earth.
Oh,
Oh, I don't
I don't
mind
mind
that,
that. Yeah. It is very deep
Full of shit.
and
it's
full of shit. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Japan, Stephen King, Nightmare in the Basement.
In the three
Oh,
basements.
okay.
Yeah.
Nightmare in the basement.
In the three
Basements.
Mexico's At the Edge of the Abyss. Sounds a much better film than it was.
Yeah.
Save that for a better film.
And Taiwan's Soul Seizing Night Shift.
Soul seizing.
Yeah.
Lots of S's.
Yeah, that's hard to get out. Soul seizing night shift. It's like a tongue twister.
Night Shift.
Blah.
Yeah, don't like that one. I vote for the bowels.
Yeah. Shift in the bowels of the earth.
The bowels.
Perfect.
The
thanks.
bowels of the earth.
Shift in the bowels.
Run the picker.
Metamucil.
Oh my goodness. All right, thanks for those. Now we're going to head into our watchability scale. I'll start us off with no surprise. I'm giving this a 1.
Oh,
Yes.
ouch.
Yeah, I could not. This movie sucked. I hated it. Mike, what about you?
I'm bouncing between the 1 and the 2. Like just having done the rejigging of the watchability scale based on a review, there's a lot of dead weight in those ones. And I don't know if this one is as low as that. So I'm going to give it a 2. There's some redemption pieces to it, but nothing to bring it higher than the 2.
Yeah. Chad?
Well,
Sorry.
that's okay. I mean, you guys have your opinion. I'm going to I'm going to give it 5.
Wow.
I think it could be a lot of fun if you're just, looking for a shitty movie to make fun of. I think, a 4. I'm going to go a 4. Yeah, never mind a 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to go to a 4. But, I mean, there are some redeemable moments in it. It's not awesome. It can be missed. But, I mean, if you want to laugh at some parts, I mean, that accent right away killed me. I was like, whoa, this guy's going for it. And then some of the acting is just so over the top that you gotta laugh. The flesh off the guy's arm, the look of the rat bat thingy was kind of silly. So yeah, I don't know. I liked it enough to give it a 4, so I'm gonna stay there.
All right, fair enough.
Cool. Fair. All right. Thank you very much for listening to us. Remember to follow us on Instagram. We are at ScreamStreamPod. Stop by our website, screamsandstreams.com, where we have information about our episodes, descriptions of our categories, links to our research, our watchability scale, and a page where you can recommend movies that you want us to discuss. And please rate, comment on, and subscribe to our show on any of the platforms where you get your podcasts. Until next time, this has been Sam and
Chad.
And
Mike.
scare you later.